What is good, everybody? Your friendly neighborhood gamer Zago cometh, aka the Ghost Who Walks, aka Please Let Me Win, with you again for another awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links farming guide video. Today the Yami Marik event started, and I must say Konami has outdone themselves, finally giving the people what they wanted all this time, and they went ham on like all the designs for the background. Like, it's insane. You'll see it in a second. But yeah, we're here about this Mark farming guide deck. So we're gonna go over the deck list, and then as usual I'll show you guys a replay of the deck in action, and then hopefully you can make the deck or a variant of the deck and it'll work for you and you can farm Mark to your heart's content. So without further ado, so we decided to go a different route from a lot of people for varying reasons. One is we don't have the Labyrinth Builder skill on the Paradox Brothers to this day, so we can't use that method. We just came off of the Arcane event using the Unhappy Girl farming method, and I'm kind of tired of it because it's consistent, but it's not consistent, because if you don't get Raime or Unhappy Girl in your opening hand, you're kind of screwed. And what was the other farming method that I saw people using for the Mark event? I think there's one more deck type, but I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But those two primarily are what are being used to farm Mark. So based on looking at the deck and seeing what counters we would need to potentially stay alive, I figured I would try out a Cerb deck and just load it up with a lot of life gain, because his skill basically does 100 damage for each card that's in your graveyard to you. So we ended up with this. Now let me just go off the bat to say, first and foremost, I know the deck probably seems like it has a lot of cards and it may be able to be optimized some more and cut down the amount of cards, but I feel like every card in here plays a role, and I mean, I'll kind of leave it up to you guys to tweak it based on what you may have or do not have. Secondly, the deck utilizes a fair amount of cards that everyone should have at this point, because a lot of the heal cards, even if you don't have some of the cards, there are supplementary heal cards that you can use in their place, so you don't have to worry. And the deck only uses one union attack, so everybody by now should have at least one union attack. So we have Mystic Cerberus. I just recently upgraded one of my Mystic Cerberuses to Prismatic through the card trader, now that you can do that through the card trader, so that's kind of cool. So we have a Mystic Cerberus in the deck. We have the Gravekeeper Vassal for the effect damage ender. We have 3 Shard of Greed for cycle to kind of somewhat help speed the deck along, also as a spell card to help boost Mystic Cerberus. We got the 1 union attack that I mentioned before. You're going to use that to put over the attack of the Cerberus onto the Vassal. We also have a Gravity Axe Grarl. We kind of just use this as a potential attack buff for the Cerb. You don't have to if you have like some other equip card like Wonder One or Black Pendant, that's totally okay. Another thing I should mention, my deck has a shit ton of glosses. We went ham with the glosses. This deck has like probably somewhere between 10 to 15 glossy cards. So there's some tweaking here and there, and dual assessment scores may vary depending on how many glosses you have, but you can figure it out and supplement stuff here and there. One of the reasons, like I mentioned before, why the deck has more than 20 cards is for the fact that for the most part, each card plays a specific purpose in the deck. And as well as it helps increase your glossy count so you can get a bigger score, so you can get the best multiplier possible, so you can farm Bakura pretty easily to get high dual scores from his event. Where were we? So I'm running 2 econs. One change with this deck is I would probably want to drop something and run 3 econs, but I haven't really looked too hard because 2 econs have been working okay for me. Econs are in the deck as a defense mechanism in case you get the Cerb down, but its attack isn't high enough, and Marik summons out his Mass Beast, which is at 3,300 if memory serves. So if you don't get your Cerb above that, you have 2 econs in the deck that can potentially buy you a turn or 2 We're running 2 Rain of Mercy so we can give Marik some life in case his life starts depleting a little bit too fast for us to keep up with. We are also running more heals. We're running a Dian Keto. We're running a heavy. We're running heavy storm. If I can storm, I'm mixing up the names, but we're running a storm because that'll help to wipe his back row on the last turn. Because he runs Nightmare Wheel if memory serves, and you do not want to get screwed over by that on your last turn and have an unsuccessful farm because of it. I'm like going all over my words. What else have we got? We have Spell Absorbing Power Thingy-ma-bobber. I'm not remembering what that card is, but let me just hop into the game. I can do that. Instead of giving you guys wrong information, let me go find the actual name of the card so I can tell you outright. This video is going to be long. I can already sense it. I'm trying to do this in one take, so bear with me. My phone is like super hot for some reason. Alright. Let me just exit out of that. Deck. I probably should have just did this from the get-go anyways. Alright, so where were we? Yes, Spell Absorption. So I was more or less right. So we're running this because you gain more life. Once this is out, every magic card you play, you're getting 500 additional life. So you essentially just don't die with this deck. Like, I have hit upwards of 10k life points using this. Next card is Array of Revealing Light. This card helps as another defensive mechanism as well, like I was mentioning before with the Mass Beast being a certain attack level. If you don't get your Cerb above it, this can potentially help buy you a turn. Array of Revealing Light, you basically play it, select Fiend type monsters, and even if he gets out the Mass Beast, he can't attack with it the same turn that he summoned it, so that's good as well. We got the three Solo the Pure for more life points. We got the 3 Goblin Secret Remedy for more life points. We have the Pot of Benevolence to essentially, it has double purpose. You can either put cards from Marik's graveyard back into his deck in case you see he is doing too much damage to himself because of his skill, or if you see him for some strange reason, which really shouldn't happen, if he is ahead of you in cards and he's about to deck out before you, this is one way that you can prevent him from doing that. Also, you can potentially put back in the Shards of Greeds in your deck for more cycle after you use them if you want. So it's a very, very versatile card. We are running Hieroglyph Lithograph because it increases our hand size so we can hold more cards in our hand as the duel progresses instead of having to put stuff into our graveyard. Even though it technically really doesn't matter as much how much stuff is in our graveyard just because we have a shit ton worth of life points. So it's just there as a precaution, a precautionary measure, so to speak. And finally, we have Secret Pass to the Treasure. You play this on your Gravekeeper Vassal so it can attack, face, pass whatever monsters Marik might have in defense on the field. And there you go. That's basically the deck. You can run it with Draw Sense Light, or you can run it with Sorcerer's Conduit, or you can run it with Draw Sense Low Level. The first 2 skills definitely recommend, so you can use it on multiple duelists to potentially farm other drop skills while you're doing the Marik event. The third skill I mentioned, which is Draw Sense Low Level, it's a toss-up. I wouldn't really recommend it, but if you're like really trying to farm on somebody and that's the only skill that they have and you really want to, you could try it. Draw Sense Low Level can potentially draw you the Gravekeeper Vassal first instead of the Mythical Beast Cerberus that you're looking for. So you might want to keep that in mind. It's like a 50-50 chance. So that's a thing. So yeah, I think that covers everything. Without further ado, let's jump into this replay so you can see the deck in action. Deck is pretty consistent. I haven't lost any level 40 farms thus far. So all in all, pretty solid deck. I'll try to walk you through most of the plays as they go along, even though it doesn't really need much explaining because we're mostly just passing the turns. I'll be having the game volume up so you can hear the sweet Japanese audio. We spent like a whole 2 hours or something on Sunday. That's godlike. We spent like a whole 2 hours on Sunday trying to get the Japanese audio to work. And it does wonders. Wow, the game sounds so much better to me. Infinite Valley. So we played out the econ there on the first turn because we just have it done as precautionary measure. So we're running Draw Sense Light, so we need to take 1,500 damage first before we can activate it. Thankfully, Marik's monsters are pretty much either 1-5 or above for level 40 Marik, so it's pretty much guaranteed whether you go first or second that you're going to be taking the damage. Sorry about WhatsApp messages coming in. Alright, so we use our skill, we get our serve. And thankfully we started early with the Spell Absorption, so we can start building up our life. And like I said, at this point it's pretty much just playing and building up your life points. As you can already see, it's like turn 3. We just took 1,500 damage, but we're already at 5k life points. 2 cards in the graveyard, so we'll be taking 200 damage every turn. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So we have down the econ in case he gets out the Mass Beast like I mentioned before. So we will still be able to get the Mystic Cerberus to over 3,300 even if he got out the Mass Beast to attack us. So that's like the backup plan. And then like I was saying, I think at this point the AI either didn't have Mass Beast to summon or it just figured that it wouldn't get over the Cerb, so it just didn't bother summoning it. But for whatever reason, we get our Cerb above 3,300 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And at this point, once you get your Cerb over 3,300, it's pretty much a guaranteed duel. It's a guaranteed farm basically, because he won't have anything to go over it, and it's not like he's going to suicide the Mass Beast into the Cerb. Yami Marik's deck runs 2 trap cards and 1 spell card, so that's the only backer you really have to worry about in his deck. So as you can see, we pretty much have things under control. We're just using up some of our resources trying to keep our hand somewhat at a decent level. Currently, we have 4 cards in our graveyard. But due to the fact that we keep using all these heal spells and Spell Absorption is on the field, we're getting like so much value from our heal cards. Like for every card we play, we're getting an additional 500, and every time that Marik plays the spell card from his deck, the Mask of Remnants, we get another 500 HP, and it basically shuffles the Mask of Remnants back into his deck so he can potentially play it again. So that's even more value over the course of the duel. So all in all, like, I really like this deck. I like how it turned out, and I'm pretty sure that it could potentially like streamline it more to make it more efficient or to make the duel go faster. But it's like day 1 of the event, so I'm like not in any rush to hurry through farming for Marik. I'm just going to enjoy it and farm like as much as I possibly can. I think I have about maybe 50 more duel orbs on my account, so I'm gonna burn through those over the next couple of days and just farm the living hell out of level 40 Marik. I have yet to see any news of a level 50 Marik, even though I heard rumors of it online. But waiting to see how that actually works out, whether or not it actually exists in game, because I think it's just speculation. But here you can see, like I was mentioning before, I'm just like using these because I really just feel like it. Because we're already at 11k life, right? How many cards are in our graveyard? We have like 10 cards in our graveyard now. So I'm going to be 10 cards in the graveyard, 7 cards in our deck. So I'm going to be taking 1000 damage every turn for 7 turns. And it still wouldn't matter because I just have so much life. There's no way that I can die. And one of you more educated or idle people out there can like work on getting your life points underneath 1000. You can do the math for that. I really can't be bothered to math. So I just like push my life points as high and just don't care. Which is why I know this deck has so much potential, because you can squeeze out even more dual assessment score if you can calculate exactly how to get your life below 1000. You can get like an extra, I think 200 or 500 points on your dual assessment. So it's pretty lit. The deck is pretty lit. So for everybody who's watching, feel free to tweet the deck accordingly. Feel free to drop a like or a comment on the video. Let me know how the deck worked out for you. Like, I'm just doing my part as part of the YuGiOh Dueling's community to help out somewhat. Giving people options, you know, in case you don't have Labyrinth Builder like me. My cat Tigger wants to say hi. Yeah, there's Tigger. So yeah, so we should almost be getting close to wrapping up the deal. See, we play out the Swords of Revealing Light there. Well, Array of Revealing Light, which you don't really need because we pretty much have this in the bag. 2 cards left in our deck. And we're just gonna burn the Econ here. Sometimes you want to just burn the Econ after you've gotten your Cerb above 3300, because in case he like gets rid of whatever face-up cards you have, you don't want to not be able to use the Econ, so sometimes you just burn it just because, so you can get the bonus for using it. But man, this game sounds so much better in Japanese. Sure, I'll take that 1500 damage. I don't care. I'm still above 5k. Like, I have so much life. It's ridiculous. This deck is godlike, yo. It's like basically as soon as you, well, here we go. Last turn we use the Storm on the field, clear both of his back row Nightmare Wheels. Doesn't matter if he activates them or not. Drop card Hashimo. It sounds so godlike. Alright, so we clear both of those. No more Nightmare Wheels for you. And then now we can go for our win condition. Gravekeeper Vassal. And we just throw the Gravity Axe on the Mystic Serp for more damage boost. And then we Secret Pass to the treasure on the Gravekeeper Vassal. And then Union attack pulls all the attack from the Cerb onto the Gravekeeper Vassal, and then you just go face. Bada bing, bada boom. GG, well played. Directo attack. And we win. GG, well played to us, and on to the next one. Like, that's how simple this farm deck is. And here you go on screen. This is the dual assessment score that we got. 8,500. Like I was saying before, like, we had like a shit ton of life. If you want to do the math throughout the game to get your life on the last turn below Marik's, like under 1k or under 500, so you get that dual assessment score bonus, you can squeeze out even more out of this deck. So like, this deck is just like legit as all hell. So that's gonna be it for me here. Thanks for all you guys watching. Hope the deck helps you to farm. If you don't have any other options, I think everyone by now should have at least one mystical Cerberus. So yeah, that's it for me. Hope this has been helpful, and this is your friendly neighborhood gamer, YuGiOh Comet, signing off, telling you as always, until next time, keep on gaming. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like all our videos. Do go check us out on Facebook. You can search us under the name YuGiOh Comet. Follow us on Twitter at Mr_Gamehead. And as always, keep on gaming. Visit our game review blog at www.yugohcomet.blogspot.com. See you guys later.